should win easily, and it's not the case he's the world champion. He's literally the world champion. He fought his way to get there, and Tim's got to try and take that off him. Rose concluded by saying that Tszyu was well prepared and eager to perform, suggesting that Tszyu had been working hard in preparation for this bout. He stated Tim's tracking really well. Tim's pumped. Tim's pumped, ever since we locked it away, so he's looking forward to putting on a really good show in Orlando, and we'll have some great undercards released for you very, very soon. Andre Movich took a different approach, focusing on Mortal's attitude and achievements in the ring. He started by pointing out MTV's approach and how he carried himself before the fight. He stated, first of all, I'm going to put all feelings aside in terms of how I think he's arrogant, or how I think he's taking me lightly, or the lack of respect, and all I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to look at him as a professional boxer, and what he does. Mikovic was not overly complimentary, but acknowledged Mortal of skill and success in securing the WBO title. He stated, first of all, he's a good boxer. I will say that he's not bad, because obviously he's got the WBO title that got handed to him because it was vacant, and then he fought this guy for $1 million dual paycheck, Sean Porter, while admitting he didn't know too much about Mers Alves. Saw the fight as a great test for Tszyu. Porter's comments reflected his appreciation for both fighters and the challenge ahead. He stated, I do like the fight. I think it's a great challenge for him as well. This guy, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I do know where he comes from in terms of his accolades as an amateur and now who he's with as a pro. He noted that MTV's training with the Diaz camp would ensure he was well prepared for the fight, stressing the significance of his camp. He stated he's with the Diaz camp and they get all their guys ready, man. So kids undefeated, I think 12-0, so that's a really good fight for both these guys. Paul Upham's admiration for Tszyu's work ethic stood out in his comments as he praised Tszyu for staying active in the ring. Upham's appreciation for Tszyu's approach to boxing was clear as he remarked the best thing that Tim ever did was to stay active when guys are waiting around for a year or 2 years before they have a fight. Tim was wanting to fight, give me a fight 3-4 times a year, and that set him apart from other top-line fighters. Upham also highlighted Tszyu's willingness to fight anyone, anywhere as a factor that has set him apart in his career. Noting Tszyu's adaptability and ambition, he stated he was prepared to fight anybody in the top 10, and he would fight anywhere, whether he goes to America or anywhere else. Now that the fight between Tim Tszyu and Bakram Moralia is over, the experts' reactions give a clear view of what happened. Whether you agree with them or not, the fight showed the strengths and challenges both fighters faced. What was your favorite part of the fight? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. They're suing me for something I didn't do. Jake Paul dropped a bombshell on his fans, admitting that he's being sued for millions by none other than Mike Tyson right before their highly anticipated showdown in November. Yeah, you heard that right. Tyson's coming for Jake's wallet and his reputation. Mike allegedly got wind of Jake juicing up to get an unfair advantage in the ring, and let's just say Iron Mike isn't taking this news lying down. We all know Mike. He's a living legend in the sport. The man's legacy is built on raw talent, ferocious power, and that non-nonsense attitude. Cheating, that's a line Tyson isn't ready to let anyone cross, especially in his sport. And let's be real, Tyson's been through it all in boxing. He's seen fighters try to cut corners, and he's not about to let Jake Paul ruin the integrity of the game. And I'm a fat ____ I don't do steroids, and I take it as a compliment, because there's no other reason to me knocking out all of your champions. Then all right, so Jake Paul spilled all the juicy information on none other than his brother Logan Paul's podcast Impulsive. During the episode, Jake admitted that he's being sued by Mike Tyson for being on steroids, but here's the kicker. Jake swears he never touched the stuff. According to Jake, this whole thing is a load of BS, and Tyson's claims are nothing but cheating, contamination, and lies. Jake even said, I've never taken steroids in my life. Bro, this is insane. They're trying to ruin me, but I'm going to prove them all wrong. And it goes back to people just attacking Jake Paul and wanting to see me fail. Now Jake looked fired up as he talked about how this lawsuit is coming out of nowhere and how Mike Tyson, one of his idols, has completely turned on him. But here's where it gets a little. C's fans have been whispering for months that Jake's overnight transformation has been raising eyebrows. I mean, look at him. He went from being a YouTuber turned boxer to knocking out legit fighters and pack on some serious muscle in record time. You got to admit, it does make you wonder, right? Well, apparently Tyson isn't just wondering. The boxing legend claims he's got actual proof that Jake has been juicing up and taking banned substances to get an unfair advantage in the ring. And surprisingly, out of 11 fights, this guy's managed to snag 10 wins, with 7 of those being TKOs. On paper, it looks like Jake's on his way to becoming the next big thing in boxing, a powerhouse in the ring, crushing his opponents left, right. But hold up, let's scratch beneath the surface, and things start to get a bit sketchy, because people aren't just clapping for those wins, they're raising eyebrows, asking the real question, are these victories actually legit? I mean, come on, 7 TKOs in a row, that's almost too good to be true, and it's got the boxing world wondering if Jake's wins are more about what's happening outside the ring than inside it. And then there's the whole drama with his recent fight against Mike Perry. As soon as the match ended, rumors started flying around, bribery, corruption, you name it. Did Jake really grease some palms to make sure those TKO victories kept piling up? And interestingly, Jake was a bit overweight at that time, just like Perry mentioned. sounds like something out of a cheesy sports movie, but when you're talking about the world of boxing where money and fame are king, anything's possible. Just the fact that these rumors exist is enough to throw a big ugly shadow over Jake's so-called winning streak. Winning fair and square is one thing, but when there's talk of shady deals and rigged fights, it's a whole different ballgame. Now let's talk about what a TKO actually means. A TKO, or technical knockout, is when the referee steps in and decides a fighter can't safely continue. Maybe the fighter's not defending themselves, maybe they've taken wins. Tyson's made it no secret how much he despises those kinds of wins in an interview on August 12, 2024, Tyson pretty much called it out for what it is, saying that TKO wins are a cop-out, a way to avoid the real test of a fighter's mettle. To Tyson, a TKO is like winning by default. It's the ref coming in before things get really interesting, before the real fight has even had a chance to play out. And when it comes to Jake, with 7 out of his 10 wins being TKOs, Tyson's not buying it. He sees it as a sign of weakness, not strength. A real win in Tyson's.
The shit talkers get all the money. The shit talkers get all the attention.
Yeah.
The shit talkers get everything. We get a bad rap, but we get everything else.
Which brings us to Tyson's new power move, pushing for KO-only victories in his fight with Jake Paul on August 22nd, 2024. During a press conference at the MGM Grand in Vegas, Tyson laid down the law. This fight is going to be decided by knockout, no TKO bullshit allow. And this, my friends, is a game changer for Jake. A KO means you've got to hit hard enough to put your opponent down for good. No ifs, ands, or buts. By taking away the safety net of a TKO, Tyson's forcing Jake to show he's got what it takes to actually knock someone out, not just rely on the ref to bail him out. This is no longer just a fight, it's a challenge to see who's really got the chops to stand tall in the ring, as Tyson said.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you.
Let's be real, this new rule has Jake sweating bullets. He was riding high, talking big, like he was untouchable. But now reality just slapped him in the face. Word on the street is that his camp is in full-on panic mode. I mean, think about it. Jake's built his entire boxing career on those TKO wins where the ref steps in just in time to save the day. But now, with the KO-only rule, Jake's facing a whole new level of pressure. This isn't about landing a lucky punch or two. This is about delivering a knockout blow, something that requires raw power, precision, and a whole lot of guts. But Tyson didn't stop there. Oh no, he's also thrown another wrench into Jake's plans with a second rule, random drug testing. On August 26, 2024, Tyson revealed that Jake would be subjected to completely random drug tests 1 week before the fight. And let's be real, for Jake, this is nothing short of a nightmare. Dana White was the one grabbing Tyson's attention at this point by saying, believe that you're a cheater.
Be taken, I don't know. No, I'm just messing with you.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs and I be in a crib.
Yep. He's been scrutinized for his physique and stamina for months, with people whispering that he might not be as natural as he says now. With the danger of a random test looming, Jake's got nowhere to hide. There's no way to cheat the system, no way to prep for a test that could come at any time. The uncertainty alone is enough to shake him to his core, and here is how he responded.
Be in good shape because your health depends on it.
Hey, you're the one that wanted 8 2-minute rounds. You want
Tyson's worries about Jake's physical condition aren't just for show either. Lately, Jake's body has been looking a little less like the chiseled figure we're used to seeing and more like he's been slacking off in the gym. He has found more in parties, hanging on the hands of his guards. His stamina's been questioned, and fans are beginning to notice that he's not quite the machine he once was.
I don't
Tyson's not just throwing shade, he's putting down the gauntlet. He's basically telling Jake that if he doesn't get his act together, he's going to get flattened. And then there's the other side of the coin. Jake Paul, once the golden boy with a promising future in boxing, is now looking a bit, well, let's just say a bit softer around the edges. His once impressive physique, yet it seems better days, and people are starting to notice this isn't just some tabloid gossip. It's plain as day. Back on April 10th, 2024, during a training session in Miami, Jake was caught on camera looking noticeably heavier, like he'd been spending more time at the buffet than in the gym. Those chiseled muscles he used to flaunt, they're starting to look more like marshmallows, and that's not exactly the image of a top-tier athlete.
Very scareful, yeah.
But this isn't just about Jake putting on a few pounds. This is a glaring sign that something's gone seriously wrong in his training regimen. Insiders from his camp have been whispering that Jake's been struggling to keep up with the brutal demands of training at the elite level, and that extra weight he's carrying, it's not just cosmetic fluff, it's a red flag. We're talking about declining muscle tone, poor fitness, and maybe the most worrying of all, a serious lack of commitment. It's like Jake's lost the fire that got him into the ring in the first place, and now he's just coasting, hoping his Reputation will carry him through, and of course Mike Tyson has something to say about it, because when does Tyson ever hold back? On August 18th, 24, in the recent press conference, Tyson practically tore into Jake with his trademark bluntness.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face. Whoa.
Tyson didn't stop at pointing out Jake's squishy new look. He went further, giving a brutal reality check that must have sent shivers down Jake's spine. Tyson's punches aren't just powerful, they're precise, lethal, and backed by decades of experience. If Jake doesn't get serious, he's going to find himself flat on the canvas, wondering what hit him. And Tyson wasn't just dishing out warnings for Jake. He had a few choice words for anyone doubting his ability to fight at his age. At 58, most people would be kicking back and enjoying retirement, but Tyson, he's still out here proving that age is just a number. During that same press conference on August 23rd, Tyson threw down the gauntlet to his critics with a line that left the room dead silent. If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face. W won't talk about a mic drop moment you could practically hear. The gulping from across the room. Tyson wasn't just making a statement, he was issuing a challenge. And let's be honest, who's got the guts to take it? No one in their right mind would dare question Tyson's powers to his face, especially when he's got that fire in his eyes.